Okay, let's talk about resuming geometry and the children associated with them. There may be situations where, especially if you're dealing with an overloaded bill of materials, where you have subassemblies or components that are kind of hanging on subsystems that need to be resumed when they are activated or resumed. So I'm going to go ahead and suppress some of this geometry here. So you can see that this grill has several things attached to it, including the screws and the screen and the gasket. The spider, let's see, voice coil. I think that the front plate has some things. So let's go ahead and suppress the front plate too. And you can see all of the drive equipment for this speaker is related to that. So to do this, we're going to come in and do a resume children. And this will work with the active model by default, but you can use a specified model in session. So if you have multiple assemblies that you're working with and you have similar components or other specific things that you need to resume, you can do that also. So in this case, let's just do the front plate for starters here. So we'll type in front plate.prt. And when we run this, this is a specific reference that you could see here that has been resumed, as well as its children. You can use wildcards for this too, so I'll go ahead and turn that front plate back off just so that we can see this work with more than one condition. So in this case, I want to say, I want all PRTs to be affected by this. So it's going to go in, it's going to resume anything that has a PRT match and resume not just those items, but their children also. Let's see, another specific example. Let's go turn this, let's turn that grill off and all of the stuff that's here, as well as, let's see, let's do the front plate again. And that should be good for now. So let's go ahead and instead of having this in session or being the active model, let's leave it in session so that it is in fact there. And let's address it directly. Speaker.asm. And then you could do this with wildcards also. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. And then if we open up that model that's in session, we should see all of our geometry back there. So this is a very handy function, especially if you're dealing with multiple designs or assemblies that need to be resumed, whether they be specific known things or things that you just want to one-off call out. There is another very cool function that you should be aware of. Resume children. There's a table variation of this, and this table variation is actually a little bit more powerful than the resume children standard command. It can actually use a table of information to do the same operations, which is handy if you're going to be using Power Query or something. So we definitely recommend you take a look at the table variation of this command.